If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Okay, dear listener.
So we're doing.
I'm prepared. Don't worry, I'll prepare them in a second.
Okay. So we are doing Rolling Quartz Azalea. This is for the big homie Revo's birthday. Happy birthday again to you.
Yes, dear Revo. Happy birthday, sir.
He gives us a little write-up usually, and this is the one that he has for this one. This is a Korean rock band that debuted in the late 2020. Korean hard rock became big in the late 1980s, about when the country became a democracy with bands like Baekdusan, Buhal, Singwe. This song has a similar sound as those bands. This song's lyrics are inspired by a love poem, oh yes, a relationship song, by Kim So-wol called Azalea. It was published in the 1920s. An interpretation of the poem is that it was written about Japanese occupation, but disguised as a love poem to evade Japanese imperial censorship. They were always doing stuff like that, yeah. The poem's author committed suicide,
Jeez,
at the age of 32 in 1934,
what
11
is going
years
on?
before Korean liberation from the Japanese imperial rule. Singer Maya in 2003 sang a rock song using that poem. The music video accompanying this version shows protests being suppressed by military aggression from the era, which suggests that she implied the political interpretation of the poem. This cover is by Rolling Quartz and was released in February of 2022. They thought might not necessarily interpret the song from that angle. Songs like these rely more on the listener's own feelings or interpretations to add any depth or meaning. So it's funny because you're probably going to take the political one and I'm going to take the relationship one.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to actually play the official over here.
Well, I was looking for other videos, couldn't find them. So you're in for a treat. We're gonna play the official, dear listener. You guys know the drill. Because we do not pause, we refuse to pause.
So we might get blocked.
We could possibly get blocked. That's okay. If we get blocked, it'll say the stream has been suspended. Just hang out for 2 minutes. You guys know the drill. It'll come back on. But we're going for it, dear listener, because it's Revo's birthday. It is what it is. Look, if they kill the channel, there's literally millions of YouTube channels. You guys will be fine. All right, you guys ready? Let's do it. Rolling Quartz Azalea. Let's go. Introvert. Introduction. Whoa. All girls.
그대 아닌지 그댈 바라보며 살아온 내가 그녀 뒤에 가렸는지 사랑 그 아픔이 너무 커 숨을 쉴 수가 없어 그대 행복하길 빌어줄게요 내 영혼으로 빌어줄게요 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 말없이 고이 보내드리오리다 영변의 약산 진달래도 다루다가 가실 길에 뿌리오리다 가시는 걸음 놓인 그 꽃을 손이 주려 말고 가시옵소서 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 죽어도 아닌 눈물 흘리오리다 내가 떠나 바람뒤에 그대를 맴돌아도 그댄 그녀를 사랑하겠지 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 말없이 고이 보내드리오리다 영변의 약산 진달래도 다른 따라 가실 길에 뿌리오리다 가시는 걸음 놓인 그 꽃을 사뿐히 주려 밟고 가시옵소서 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 죽어도 아닌 눈물 흘리오리다 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는
shit, you can sing.
죽어도 아닌 눈물 흘리오리다 나보기가 역겨워 가실 때에는 죽어도 아닌 눈물 흘리오리다
Let's go! Hopefully we haven't been banned. Hopefully you guys are still here, dear listener.
Are you still there?
Are you
Type
okay?
22 if you can hear us.
Eddie, are you okay? All right. I think I have the lyrics up for you, beautiful people.
I don't know. Mojo's message maybe was really terrible, but it was also so funny. They be tiny women. Instruments only come in one size. They're so small.
I know.
That girl has a big voice.
I know. These Korean singers, man,
Unbelievable.
forget about it. They're not playing with y'all.
Yeah.
They're not playing
Holy
with y'all
shit.
at all.
Okay, so here are the lyrics. We're getting them up on the screen for you guys.
Yeah, they're already up there, huh? See what I did there?
I hate that you can't see both. I wish we could have done that, Revo. Put the actual lyrics right up on the screen, like hit the subtitle button, but you can't do that when you download it. So I am actually just reading the lyrics now because I was trying to decide what to do because it was either read the lyrics or watch them. And I chose to watch them because I like their presentation. I like their different color hair. And I am amazed at how big her vocals are. That's just unbelievable to me. Leaving me, are you happy now or not? Am I who lived gazing at you? Am I hidden behind her? The pain of love is so big, I can't breathe. I wish you happiness. I wish it with all my soul. You know, I've never been that person.
What?
That wished like happiness for somebody like
Post breakup happiness?
Well, I mean, no, that's not true.
What?
That's not true because I'm the one that usually ended, you know, my like teen relationships or whatever. And I'd want to just go, yeah. So I guess in a sense, yeah, but like, know. Like, if you left me, like, would I genuinely wish you well? Or would I be upset that you left me and be like, well, I hope you're a little bit miserable without me? I think that I would hope for a little bit of misery. And I know that that's not good. I think that it's a nicer thing to be like, you know, I let the bird go and he's happier now. And I just think that I'm not like that. You let the bird go. You know, you know how they say that. Let it go if it returns to it was meant to be.
Yeah, it really loved you. Yeah. You would, you'd rather, yeah. I got you. I mean, I think it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I was not in a lot of relationships, at least from my vantage point anyway. So I don't really have a lot of experience in I don't have a lot of experience in breakups. But the few girls I did, you know, where it didn't work out, yeah, I wanted them to be happy.
Yeah, but see, you're that type of person though. Like, you know, wish them well. And I mean, your ex, for God's sake, was calling you to give you updates on her new boyfriend.
Yep.
Like,
while we were married.
Yeah,
I probably should have deleted that.
That's a little bit, you know, weird, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you've always been like that type of person. I just...
Yeah.
I think that there's, like, certain things, like, that you look at and you're like, that's a goal I'm gonna set for myself. That to me is like...
Being happy for people is a crazy goal?
No, not being happy for people. No, stop. I'm not a demon. But no, like, getting to the point where somebody feels so comfortable with the fact that I want them to be well, that they would, like, that you would break up with me and then call me and tell me about this next relationship.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's something to attain to. You know what I'm saying? Just because.
Although, to be honest with you, to be 100, my ex, if he called me and said, "Hey, I met this girl, blah blah blah," and it was, I would absolutely wish you well, and
yeah,
absolutely, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not make the same mistakes twice.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like, I'm good with that. But the thing is, like, I don't know. Maybe it's unhealthy. The way that I am with you is not, you know. I don't know. Maybe if I saw a specialist, they'd be like, that's actually not healthy. I don't know. I'm just a little too crazy when it comes to you. So,
when you leave sick of me, I'll let you go without a word. I'll gather an armful of azaleas from Yaskan in Yongbyon to spread along your path. Tread softly, light and silent on the flowers as you go. So what was the political angle that he was talking about? This is a Japanese occupation?
Yeah, the Japanese occupation. I can pull it back up if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Right here.
Because Stephen A. is dropping...
But disguised as a love poem to evade Japanese imperial censorship. The poem's author... an interpretation of the poem is that it was written about Japanese occupation. Well, I literally just said it. So yeah, it's about the Japanese occupation. And... apparently, it was really bad. I don't know enough about it historically, but I mean, I'm assuming it was pretty terrible and that it was connected to the author's suicide. But it took 11 years after that. It's not like some of the times when you're like, 6 months later, it changed. But like, this is 11 years.
So when he says, when you leave sick of me, I'll let you go without a word, from Yaskan to Yongbyon, is he saying that he wants them to go?
Yeah, he wants them to go.
So he wants them to leave, and he's like, I would give you a trail of petals from one side. I'm assuming this is kind of like almost like a mirrorism, like Dan to Beersheba.
Yeah,
you know in the Bible when it says from Dan to Beersheba, it's basically from New York to California, like at the end. So I don't know, but is Yaskan and Yongbyon is it like that? Is it north, east, west, north, south type thing? But basically, get out of our country.
Imagine if it was like their city to the Japanese city. So
yeah,
from
it's
here
like,
to there, till you make it back to where you want to be and get out of here.
I'll get you a bunch of flowers. You can tread softly because you've been treading.
You've been crushing us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how bad it was. Revo and Stephen A. are going back and forth on it, but if you listen to POWs in World War II, you didn't want to get caught by the Japanese in World War II, man. That shit was brutal. They were horrible.
Really?
Oh, they were absolutely horrible to POWs. So I don't really know, you know what I'm saying, exactly how the occupation was, but it must have been brutal.
Yeah.
It must have been brutal to the point where you can't, obviously you're not going to write a protest song like that with a brutal regime like that. So you're going to
Really
hide it.
disguised. And I
you're going to
think
hide it in that thing.
It's really disguised. I don't think that it's even very easy to see. When you leave sick of me, I won't cry even if it kills me. Like that. You know what
apparently
I mean? Like,
we learned waterboarding from the Japanese
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Shit is terrible.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so he says, even if I leave, become the wind, hover around you, you will love her no matter what I do. Even if I leave.
Where do you see that?
Well, right after, even if it kills me. I wonder if, okay, so I'm going with the love corner of that. So
Oh, I see.
he's saying, look, even if I leave, even if he leaves, he still wants to be like with her. Like, were you ever in a relationship with like that where you were like, this is not gonna work, but I still love you? Like, wasn't it kind of like that with Homegirl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all through. That was day 2 of us being married. I was like, this ain't gonna work.
No. That's not even cover. I'm talking about the other one, the one that you like.
Oh,
You guys had a connection. Her.
Yeah. What about it?
Was it like that? Like when you ended it, was it like this is what you felt like that you needed to do, but at the same time, like you still had that connection? You hear them yelling, Dorian, both babies. They must.
Yeah,
see
it's
them
close
outside.
to 6 o'clock. Yeah.
So was it like that? You know what I mean? Like where you were.
Where I was what?
You moved on,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, was it like that? Become the wind around you, hover around you. You will love her no matter what I do. Like that sort of. Like for me, when I broke up with,
I didn't hover around her. I avoided her and didn't speak to her.
Yeah, it's true. But like, even no, you're such an interesting person. You put the line there, it's there, I guess. I wasn't like that. When I ended that relationship, like, I would say my breeze hovered around that person for literally years.
Yeah, but that was him, right? That wasn't you.
What does that mean?
What do you mean your breeze hung around the person?
What he just said, even if I leave, become the wind, hover around you, you will love her no matter what I do. So it almost sounds like even though he's leaving, he's going to become the wind so he can just hover around where she is, because no matter what, he's still going to love her. Like, that's how I felt about that one. And like I said, like, my breeze didn't stop hovering around him until you and I became a thing.
Yeah, I'm not like that. If I'm in it, I'm in it, and if it's over, it's over. Like, there really isn't a lot of middle ground.
That's so wild.
Huh?
That's a decision that you make, or that's who you are?
I don't know. But like I said, I think moving around a lot, and to this moment, I don't really know if it's good or bad, but
Yeah.
it affected me in a way of like, you could be really, really tight with somebody and that be your, like, genuinely be your person. And then you go home and it's like, okay, we're out of here. And that relationship is over. And you just have to adjust emotionally to it. And some people, the way they adjust is to not be friends with anybody, because you know you're going to leave. My thing is, and I did that for a little while, but we moved around so much. It was just like,
Am I going to be friends with you?
you're going to do that forever?
Yeah.
So it's like, look, when you're with the person, enjoy the time, yada, yada, yada. And then it's going to be time to move eventually. And so you move, and then you just move on. And I just carried that mentality, like, all through.
How long were you with your best friend? How long were you guys
Which one,
together?
Sharif?
Yeah.
I don't know, like 5 years probably.
So that one turned out
4 or
to be
5
long.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one turned out to be long because it was in New York City. So no matter where I moved or he moved, we could always still take the train to the same, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we didn't move out of state until high school was over. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, once it's done, it's done. Like, I'm not going to call, I'm not going to, whatever. Obviously with homegirl, I got kids with her. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like that's how I am. Like, I'm not going to go haunt you. You're not going to haunt me. Like, that's it. It's over. It's over. And like I said, I don't know if that's good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, sad or happy. I don't know. I just know that that's just how I am. And it's not something where like,
likely to change about yourself? Like,
yeah, I don't feel it's something that needs to change. I don't have any urgency around it. I'm just not convinced that it's necessarily the healthiest, just because of the way people react. People react like, oh my God, I thought we were blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, we were then. We were then. Everything I said to you then was genuine.
Yeah.
Now, shit is different. And I don't mean you any harm. I wish everybody well, even people that, ex-friends, whatever, ex-whatever, fill in the blank. I'm never gonna be a hater. I always want people to be happy. But me personally, I don't ever feel the need to drag around a cadaver. Like, if the relationship is dead, it's dead. There's no reason to do Weekend at Bernie's. Like, it's dead. Put it in the ground, have your little ceremony, and move on. Like, that's what it's like. That's how it is to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
okay,
I don't see,
maybe,
I don't understand people's reaction to that, but.
Well, I think that the like, you know how you're like, why do you listen to these sad relationship songs? I find sad relationship songs to be extremely romantic, and so maybe I find romance in holding on to that memory, because I'll tell you, the first like real time, like, you see like love stories whatever on TV, but we were so restricted as far as songs, movies, shows, everything was so restricted that the first like actual experiences of love stories that I came in contact with was actual human beings sitting in front of me and telling me, hey, this was my story.
Yeah.
And while this one person's love story influenced me heavily, their actual the journey of love that they had at that point I thought was interesting, but their journey of love that they had in the past was way better, in my opinion, from their vantage point as well, because they communicated it that way to me. And so I think from that one story is where I got the idea that past love or forbidden love or whatever is better than where you're actually at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I romanticize that, and we're always going to be a forbidden love situation. So it's like, well, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? What do you mean will always be what do you mean will always be a forbidden love situation?
Well, because it doesn't matter like how advanced things get. I mean, racism is still a thing. So
yeah, but if we move to a majority black neighborhood, that's not going to be a problem for me.
No, but again, we still have the history of how we came together and how people felt about it, and so there's still always going to be a crew of people that think that it's always going to be forbidden.
Oh, so that's good for you.
That's
then.
good for me. Yeah, I like that. I'm like, don't everybody start accepting it now.
Short-term emotion, is that a thing? Yeah, it is a thing.
Also, I have one other question.
Short-term emotion is absolutely a thing. I don't. There are very few relationships where you're gonna quote love the person forever in the same way, with the same proximity.
Oh,
like
well, yeah.
Like, people have all these strange definitions of love or whatever. But for me, it's like most relationships are going to be transitory. Most of them are going to be in your life for a period and then out. Like, that's how it is.
There's a lot of relationships too that,
and it's natural.
On, even though they're not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I call dragging around a cadaver. Why do that? If the thing is dead, it's okay. Acknowledge that it's dead and move on. Now, obviously, for me, marriage is something different because marriage is deeper than what your emotions are. Marriage is something completely different. The commitment is completely different. You're trying to build something, etc., etc. But for all other relationships, and for me, that's why I stayed so long in my previous marriage, because I was like, I don't care how I feel. I don't care how I feel about her. I made a commitment, and so it's about sticking to that commitment. And then she decided, she was done. But for all other relationships, I'm like, when it's done, and I appreciate it for what it was. All the good times were genuine, and now the good times are over. There's literally 8 billion people on the planet. I'm gonna find new friends. You're gonna find new friends. It's okay. I'll find another girlfriend. You'll find another boyfriend. It's okay. Like, but people are trained to think that you're supposed to be with these people forever, and that if you don't talk to them anymore, that means nothing was real. They say all these weird, whatever. It's like, no. Like, when that was happening, it was all genuine and real. And now this is also genuine and real.
Yeah.
We're not like that anymore. It is what it is. What do you give the song?
Oh, 8.3.
I'm going to give this one a solid 8.9 because girl can sing. It's funny. Like, I wasn't thinking about the instruments, but I was like, damn, she's so small, but she's got such a
Picturing her lungs.
powerful set of lungs, voice, whatever. Crazy John says, but if I don't drag this cadaver around, then who will, Vin? Who will? Allahu Akbar.
That's
all right.
So funny and terrible.
We still have more music for you beautiful people. You thought we were kidding. We are not. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go.